And so how do you go about joining the movement? Did you get to meet the founder, or how was that process like?
No one meets Rael right away. Uh, for obvious reasons, there are governments that would like to kill Rael and silence him for many years. So we keep him pretty protected for the most part. So you'd have to prove yourself to the movement and up yourself in levels. There are 5 levels in the movement. You'd probably meet Rael when you are around level 3 to level 4. Other than that, you will be attending a happiness academy or wellness academy with one of the guides or a few of the guides in that regional area. And, they have some exercises and classes that you can attend, which are, again, just to better oneself. After you show that, you can show face to those things and whatnot. There will be these missions, these emails that go out for missions. And the missions are things like, like simple stuff that is for humanity, whether it's going out to Africa and building rain collectors so they can have fresh water in villages, or putting money towards building hospitals that can help the women in Africa who have their clitoris mutilated. Because this is a thing where women are born and are circumcised from the clitoris, and go their entire life without knowing what it is to be aroused or have sexual pleasure. Any of these things, which is quite terrible for those men who are watching. Imagine it like having your penis entirely cut off since the day you were born. You don't know what it's like to feel anything down there. So this is a terrible thing, and also it stops the reproduction of African people by this. So we try to help build hospitals that give free services for that, right? The legalization of gay marriage, women going topless and having true equal rights to men, things like that. And there's many other things we'll do as humanity, as a group of humans or individuals. So there are individuals in this world who work for big organizations, even some in that White House and other governments, who are Raelian, but will do something for people and not say, hey, this is brought to you by the Raelian movement. They don't do that. They say, this is brought to you by me, a human being on earth. And they do this because that, at the end of the day, is the message, is to show that people doing things out of love for humanity is what's needed to be done, not us getting together as a group to then later be called a cult. This is why I don't see the Raelian movement as a cult, nor do I even see it as an organization. I see it as a group of like-minded individuals that all share the same goal and passion, and that's for world peace.
Can you share maybe some of the missions that you went on in order to level up within the group?
Some, not all, but some of them were like, going in and putting in my vote for gay marriage. I did mine in Florida. I flew out to Texas, and also flew out to New York, just to give a vote, in person vote. When the Women Go Topless March, which requires men to wear a bra while the women walk around topless. Interesting enough, one of the Raelians invented the pasty that looks like a nipple. And the reason why they did this is because they were arresting the women who were topless and then having to take the cuffs off once they realized that their nipple wasn't actually out, but it was a fake nipple over her nipple. So if you look at how silly does that sound, right? It's like, oh, your titties are out, and they handcuff you, and then they're like, oh wait, that's not a real nipple. Oh, okay, 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 take the cuffs off. What? One cop, I feel like it really hit him. I looked at his face. He just like, I felt silly cuffing her, but I feel even more silly now having to take it off because the nipple's not real. So then that leaves the question of, what if a girl had a breast augmentation and when got her boobs done? Technically, those aren't real. So does she have more of the right to walk topless than the other girl? And even so, what makes it illegal is probably the reason why a girl with the fake busty boobs should not be topless. But for the sake of everything, we're just gonna go with it. Um, and things like that, man. I've been on a few of those. I haven't had the privilege of going out to Africa to build the ring collectors, but I have donated over $720,000 of my hard-earned money towards building these collectors and building the hospitals in Africa for the women that it's called Clitoraid. You can adopt a clitoris, clitoraid.org, for those of you who are wanting to adopt a clitoris in Africa and save and make more lives, so to speak, because that woman will then be able to reproduce children, and there'll be more beautiful African women in this planet, more children, rather, African children in this planet.